Hey folks, welcome back to Geeks. I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Today's episode, a pair of products, both as strong modifications for the Fate engine. We have a long-standing history with Fate. This goes back to my one and only guest host I had on back in Game Geeks Classics. You can go to GameGeeksRPG.com, take a look back. It's in the original 25 or 50. I'm not exactly sure where that one landed. But we've reviewed various Fate products along the way. Spirit of the Century, Diaspora, Bulldogs, Dresden Files, Legends of Anglair. Now we have Strands of Fate, which is sort of its own take on the Fate engine, and a supplement for that, Strands of Power. We'll go through these one by one. Strands of Fate is considerable. And what they've done here is they've sort of stripped out some of the stuff in Fate that might have been a little confusing and made it, in my opinion, more accessible for the, let's say, average gamer. For example, one of the things they did was instead of having the ladder with a number associated with it and then an adjective, average, good, great, that sort of thing, they just changed it to a flat number. So now you have 2, 3, etc. Another thing they did was, rather than have these very broad aspects, they break that down further into four subcategories that really resemble your standard attributes. Agility, endurance, perception, and strength for your physical, craft, knowledge, reasoning, and willpower for your mental, and your social are empathy, deception, persuasion, and resources. Okay, each of those has a number. You then define your aspects, and one of the things they did a nice job of in here is they break down for you how you can make your aspects and what each one should be. So you can define those aspects according to what pieces of your character background, and there are 5 of them, which I really like, because from some of the more Spirit of the Century, Anglair, Starblazer adventures, you can have up to 10, and I find that the characters get really diffuse and hard to define by that time. From the aspects, you have your character aspects, then you get into specialty aspects that really further sort of narrow down the focus of your character. And after that, you get into your advantages. One of the things that's missing from this game that is present in some of the other ones is the skill pyramid, is the certain number of skills that you have to rank a certain way. In here, your advantages sort of define your skills for you. So you could have a power source if you wanted to be like a wizard or a psionicist, mystical mathematician, what have you. That could be predefined in there for you. And then from that, you also get sort of some of the other things that your character is good at. This is where it gets a little bit hard to wrap your brain around, especially if you're used to the skill pyramid as presented in so many other Fate products. But once you get there, it works pretty nicely for you. The rest of this book is set up as sort of ideas, optional rules, and a lot of it comes down to your power source. What makes your character unique? Is it magic, psionics, mutations, superpowers, divine magic, whatever? Then it gives you examples of how combat works. There are larger stress tracks here, and the consequences you take don't necessarily remove dots from your stress track. You sort of get them automatically as you fill out certain levels. Strands of Power really expands outward on that idea of the power source for whatever it is for your character. And this blows the door wide open for this. So, and it gives you darn near 200 pages on different power advantages that you can have. So, absorption. This opens the door wide for supers. Or, in fact, some of the art really points it that way. Blessing. Anything like that you want. Power leech, invisibility, whatever you want, whatever you can really think of, it's included in here. From there, it gets into some of the powered advantages. And from this, it has some predetermined packages for you. So there's stuff in here like Armored Hero, if you really want to play an Iron Man type, or a Knight. Options for playing a Dragon. And then finally, at the back end, it's individual power sources and how you can modify each one of those for your game. If you like Fate, or you want to like Fate, but you've always found it sort of hard to wrap your brain around how the game worked because it is built very differently than most other role-playing games, then Strands of Fate may be the gateway drug for you. This would sort of ease you into the idea of Fate a bit more gently, keeping the attributes that you know, like strength and empathy, while you have your character aspects, your specialty aspects, and then your advantages, and whatever power source you want your character to have. For Game Geeks, I'm your host, Kurt Wiegel. Good day and good gaming.